Johnny Maffey here with Fox 17, and we're in Murfreesboro this morning. Messy Murfreesboro this morning. Raymond Hillis, Executive Director of the Public Works here. Your crews have been at it. Great job given the circumstances so far by them. How have you been handling things? What's the latest you have for us?
So, here in Middle Tennessee, we see all types of weather, right? So we've prepared for the snow. We've had ice, and now we've got a ton of water. And so now we're worried about it refreezing. So this morning at 5 a.m. I had a driver's meeting with my guys. And so we've been in rotation since Friday morning. The crews are divided up and they're running 12-hour shifts. So this shift we changed game plans a little bit just because it rained. And so we're trying to get all the slush off the road and open up the drains and the curb inlet because that water's got to get somewhere in preparation for the freeze later on tonight or even in the morning. So we want to try to get all that slush off the road so that we can hopefully get some kind of drying time here if the rain will quit. And that way it's a lot safer, of course, for people to get out. The other thing that we're battling is with the rain coming in, it's hitting these cold power lines and it's hitting the cold limbs on the trees. It's freezing, causing a lot of heavy weight. I know that Middle Tennessee Electric's out repairing a few places that I know of. And so we've had to readjust, call in some additional backup for cutting up trees. So had some great support from not only our guys do an excellent job, but had some great support from Parks and Rec Department. They've had some volunteers come in. Water Resources Department has come in. The Fire Department, of course, called and checked. I have Rollins Excavating, which is a contractor here that works for us. Got those guys in, and so it's been a big team effort. I think we've got about 18 trees down so far around town. All those have been covered, and so... And
this is, by the way, if you're watching this recorded Sunday morning around, a little after 9:30, 18 trees, not as bad as up north.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah, not as bad as... I've seen it worse. So I've been here 31 years. Yes, I've seen one, the one back in 94 was a lot worse than this. But, we just don't know if it's going to continue, if, we get more freeze later on. So we're expecting probably more trees to fall. So, it's been our recommendation for not anybody to get out, even though it's kind of wet and it is, the roads are clearing. But with that rain on top of that snow, it is slick. We already had one employee fall, and he's okay. But, it's hard to even walk. So, especially you got the trees that are weeping and could break and fall at any moment. So we just want everybody to be aware, to be careful out there.
So I want to touch on something again, whether it's a side road, a parking lot that you guys aren't even, really in charge of, but anywhere that there's slush, there's water that can't get there, maybe the drain's covered that. Sure. Obviously you guys can't get to every single inch today. That's going to be... You got to be cautious tomorrow, right?
Yes, because that's going to refreeze. There's no doubt. And we're doing all we can, just like you said, on the main roads. We're trying to open up the drains to get the water out. But we may not get to all of them before the temperatures drop, because I'm seeing something pretty early. It looks like that right behind this rain, the temperatures are going to plummet pretty quick.
Yeah. So you have the crews out. The spokespeople with the city said 60 staffers that are just working this storm, which is awesome. Yeah, can you talk about sort of the comparison? You had to make that game plan change this morning. How often do you have to do that? Because obviously the forecast is a forecast, but things change.
Yeah. Well, we're always prepared, right? So we know, especially in the area that we live in, but we're always mindful that, the weather does change, and when the weather changes, it changes our game plan too. Even when we put down salt in a normal event, we'll know how much to put down, how much not to put down, where to plow, where not to plow, and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, we've been battling that from day one. We just, ever since it came in here, so, we've been changing our game plan. I think it's the third time now. But it's been effective. The guys got out and done an excellent job. It's kind of one of those things, we got the roads cleared, then they covered back up, and then, we just continue to battle it. Now we're battling another game with down power lines and trees. So just adds more and more to what we got to do.
Again, we're talking to Raymond Hillis here with the City of Murfreesboro Public Works. Sunday morning updates here. The power outages have been trickling up. I want to, talk again about the power lines. They're heavy. You said it, but just a reminder, you want people to stay away because those trees, as they get heavy, you never know.
Yeah, that's right. That's what we recommend to everybody. Stay home if you can, stay out. Stay inside, and especially stay away from those trees and power lines because you never know. And, ice is always falling from them from time to time, so just be aware.
Definitely. Looking at this and with your past experience, decades experience, What do you think? You think the people that want an answer, you think hopefully Wednesday, Thursday, Friday we could get back? It's going to stay cold though, so
it is. I'm more concerned about the cold weather, and if it doesn't get out of those single digits, it could go on for several more days. So hopefully, we can get some warmer temperatures in here and get it out of here. So
definitely. What's something with this one that? Were there any surprises with this storm or something different than past storms with like the snow than ice? Like he cleared the roads, but now they're a mess again.
Sure. Yeah. So, we were prepared for it to turn to ice, but we normally don't have a snow event like this, right? Because we've seen a lot of additional ice, and anytime it starts freezing on those trees, it causes a lot of trouble. So anyway, that would be the difference. So, over a normal snow event. So.
Raymond, thanks so much for coming on Fox 17. Hey, I'm Johnny Maffey. We'll be updating everyone all day long. Fox Nashville social channels. We're going to be cutting into TV throughout the day before and after the NFC Championship game as well. Go Pats. Guys, back to you.